Hello students, today we shall discuss Francis Bacon's Of Studies. But before going on essay, I would like to give some informations about Bacon's greatness, about his essays, about his techniques. First of all, I would like to introduce with a quotation of Alexander Pope. A parts allure the thing how Bacon signed the wisest, brightest of meanest of mankind. How Pope defines the characteristics of Bacon by telling him the wisest, brightest, meanest of mankind. His whole personality we can understand by Pope's quotation. When we are analyzing his essays, we find really his essays are a great example of his wit and wisdom. His essay proves Bacon's greatness, Bacon's imaginative power, Bacon's wit power. He was the wisest, the brightest, and the meanest of mankind. But when we analyze the essays of Bacon, somehow we find that his sentences are very short and crisp. Very open-hearted. The flow of words we do not find in the essays of Bacon. He was very thrifty towards the words. Whatever the idea, whatever the thoughts came into his mind, just he tried to present before the readers in the fewest possible words. What it means? It means that he does not give freedom. He did not give freedom to expression. He observed his thought again and again. Which word is suitable to express the situation? He uses the words. That's why he achieved the greatness. He was too much influenced by Montaigne, who was a French writer. Montaigne's glimpse we see into his early essays, which makes his style difficult, which makes his essays difficult. He uses excessive Latin quotations, which is very difficult for readers to understand. A critic says, without the help of dictionary, we cannot understand Bacon. It means that his style was difficult. Why difficult? Because he uses the typical words, he uses the Latin quotation, Latin phrases, which was not easy for the common people to understand. But he learned from himself. Too much difference we find in his early style and the later style. The later style, he wrote on a common topic for the common people in a common language. When he wrote on a common topic for the common people in a common language, he has been appreciated by the readers and he excels and he achieved the greatness. Bacon, the father of English essay, was born 1561. Elizabethan era, also known as the child of Renaissance. The quest of Renaissance we see into his essays. The quest to know more and more knowledge we see into his essays. When we give light on his essays, we find that his essays were published into 3 editions. The first edition was published in 1609, the second was 1612, and the third one was published in 1625. more than 40 essays. And all the essays are an example of his practical wit and wisdom. In his essays, we do not find emotions, sentiments, humor, pathos. His essays are the presentation of his practical wit and wisdom. His every essay teaches us a moral lesson. He wrote essays on different topics. He wrote of death, of revenge, of marriage and single life, of truth, of travel, of studies, which we will study. But when we analyze his essay, when we studying his essay, we find his thoughts are different from our thoughts. His thoughts are very different about of travel. He tells travel is not only a part of education. Travel is not only a part of entertainment, but travel is also a part of entertainment. Travel is not only entertainment, but it is also a part of education. What a great experience, what a great line. So generally the people think that travel means just entertainment, but now they can tell us into his essay of travel that travel is not only a part of entertainment, but it is a part of education, of death. His ideas are also different. Death. Man does not fear, child does not fear to go into the dark. But the man, he fears to go into the dark. Why? Because he fears. Because he knows that anything can happen into the darkness. Because he fears from death, and a child is very innocent who does not know that what is death. That's why he can go into the dark room without any fear. The man is wandering on the street at night and he sees a rope and he fears, oh, it is snake. A rope looks like a serpent. Why? A rope is like as a snake. Why? Due to the fear. A critic says, Compton Ricketts says about Bacon, a great brain, but not a great soul. What it shows, what it proves. It proves that whatever the idea, whatever the thought was going into the mind of the poet, directly he doesn't express before the readers, before the audience. He practiced too much. He practically practiced too much, then present before us in the fewest possible words, which makes him great. When we are studying his essay of studies, we find how he starts the essay by telling studies serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. He tells studies serve for delight. He tells that studies give us pleasure. Means when we go in the company of books, they thrill us. They give us more and more knowledge. They entertain us. Not only entertain us, but they give us knowledge also. Studies serve for delight, for ornament, and improve our vocabulary, add a charm in our beauty, add a charm in our language, add a charm in our conversation. Studies serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. And study makes us able to distinguish between the two objects. between the two things. It makes us able to distinguish between the two things, two objects. What is right, what is wrong. So study serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. Now the triple function of the study has been introduced by Bacon. Triple function of the study. Study serve for delight. It means that he wants to tell us that now in the leisure time, when we are free, when we are totally free from all types of work and we are laying into our chamber, into our room, and just that time we go into the company of the book, we are studying the books, they give us knowledge. So when we are alone, we go into the company of a book. The book is like as a friend. And like as a good friend, give us a good ideas, good thoughts and encourage us. In the similar way, when we go in the company of the book at the time of leisure, the book encourages us, not only entertains us, but it encourages us. It gives more ideas, more thoughts, entertains us and makes us able to conversate. Because without knowledge, we cannot conversate with anyone. So when we will go in the company of the books, we will study more and more, we will have knowledge, and when we will have knowledge, we are able to conversate with the other people. We are able to participate in the conversation. So it is very necessary that we must study the books. Studies are for delight, for ornament and for ability. And now second, what Bacon want to tell us? He tells that it is an ornament. It is an ornament, it means that it decorates our speech. Like as a girl first time when he becomes bride, he becomes too beautiful. In a similar way, the studied person looks like different. By his way of talking, by his way of behavior, we come to know about his quality. Studies are for delight, for ornament and for ability. And finally, Bacon tells us that the knowledge of books, the practical knowledge, the knowledge of books, it gives us ability to distinguish, to differentiate between the objects, to select the right way, to select the right path in our life. In this way, I hope your concept is clear. Studies serve for delight, for ornament and for ability. After that, he tells, studies makes men so. The person who had too much knowledge, the more knowledge makes man lazy. The important thing is this: whatever the thought, whatever the idea we have gained from the books, we have gained in the company of the book, we must apply into our life. We must practically apply into our life. Then we will become successful. Although lazy man, more knowledge, more confusion. More knowledge makes man lazy. Theoretically, he is very strong, but practically, he fails into his life. Again, he tells in another paragraph, crafty man condemn studies, simple man admire them, and wise man use them. Crafty, condemn people, cunning people, shrewd people who think that they are super in comparison of all the people. They do not give importance to the thoughts of the other people. They do not give importance to the thoughts which are mentioned into the books. They do not give importance to the thoughts of their teachers. But whatever the thought they have, they think it is super. Bacon tells, crafty man cunning people, shrewd people condemn studies. They ignores the thoughts and ideas. Condemn. But a simple man just he adopt the middle way. He does not appreciate and he does not condemn. But he adopt the middle way. But who is wise? Bacon tells the wise man. The wise man use the thoughts which has been expressed, which has been given by our ancestors through the books. Crafty man condemn studies, simple man admire them, and wise men use them. So the perfect man is this. The perfect man is who? Who not only hears, who not only ignores, who applies the formulas into his own life. He becomes successful. Okay, dear, thank you. I hope that your concept about of studies clear. In my next video, I will discuss other paragraphs of the particular essay of studies. If you like the video, please subscribe and share. Thank you very much.